we bring in national security and military analyst and vice president of the Lexington Institute, Dr. Rebecca Grant. Dr. Grant, what happens now? The Ayatollah has ruled Iran for, well, decades. Now that he's gone, who takes over?
Yes, Ali Khamenei has been there since 1989, the second of the two Ayatollahs. But John, the first what's next is that the U.S. and Israeli campaign continues. General Dan Kane, chairman of the Joint Chiefs, has quite a target list that he's working. Admiral Cooper, of course, is leading that, and it's important, and we see why it's important to get after the rest of Iran's military capacity. To me, it's a military campaign, and taking out those ballistic missile and drone complexes and the other military targets is job number one. After that, we'll have to see if Iran can step forward to attempt to be a democracy or if they are going to do something else. But look, I think there's great, great hope here that this is a new day for Iran that will come, and also for a chance for peace across the region.
The IRGC has caused so much misery for the Iranian people. Do you think it's possible that what is left of the IRGC, and we know their commander is dead, but do you think it's possible that what's left of it tries to reconstitute the snake and continue in power, continue abusing the Iranian people?
Well, I think the tough problem, as you point out, is that the IRGC is not just a military force, not just a force that supports terrorism. They're also a business operation. They control a lot of construction, a lot of military production. So it's been a way of life, an ideology, and a livelihood for the IRGC and others. It's hard to unwind that and extract that, and there will be an impact in Iranian society. That said, I think that the people of Iran do have a great chance now. The economy has been terrible. There's been demonstrations across the country, as we know, and of course the terrible losses where the IRGC and others killed their own people. So I think this is a moment that the IRGC is weak. And if these strikes with the missiles continue against U.S.-based targets and against others around the region, then honestly, President Trump is going to keep these strikes up, and the IRGC will only be that much weaker.
We just received a sort of a tally from the Israeli Defense Forces. They say 100 ballistic missiles have been launched from Iran toward Israel in the last 24 hours. Now, many of those have been intercepted, but it just goes to show you that even in a time of war, Iran is lashing out. Even though so much of their missile stockpiles have been destroyed, they still have missiles, and perhaps it shows the wisdom of making this strike now when, before they're able to develop truly long-range ballistic missiles capable of reaching the United States and other countries that they despise.
Yes, that's right. And as Secretary Rubio said, these missiles are a problem. They're trying to develop intercontinental missiles. This is why we had to take them on. I think, launching 100 against Israel is terrible. But we do have a lot of forces in place to counter this. Our destroyers with their standard missiles, Patriot, THAAD, and don't forget aircraft, land-based and sea-based. They're forming caps against the drone strikes as well. So we saw more missiles than this launched in salvos in 2024. I think 100 that's a lot, but most of these are being intercepted. Our Space Force is tracking all of it. And Iran has a lot of missiles, but we are going to get the upper hand over this, no question.
It would seem that they are lashing out and maybe, getting to the bottom of the barrel of their stockpiles. They're threatening a response that they say is going to be worse than anything they've done before, but we haven't seen it yet, and you have to wonder if they have the capability.
Oh, they're so arrogant, and they always talk this way. And John, another thing happening is that as these missile batteries fire, we see that and detect it, and frankly, it expands the potential target list. So if their launcher fires off, then that is seen, and that becomes another potential strike. That's why President Trump has said, this is going to go on through the week. This could go on longer. Iran, by firing this, is really just expanding the potential target set and, of course, turning the whole region and I think increasingly the world against them. These are random attacks against either U.S. bases or, frankly, against civilians. They've hit a lot of civilian targets in the Gulf states. This is bad, and we are going to get that buttoned up.
It is an amazing time, and it will reset the situation in the Middle East and really the entire world. Dr. Rebecca Grant, we thank you for your insights today.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.